Hi there, Duncan here, and welcome to Life is Movement for another exercise video demonstration. And this is an exercise that obviously I give to a lot of people for just general fitness, but also the pushing strength of the upper body. And that is, of course, the humble push-up. You may remember dreading being asked to do these in gym class when you were a little kid. I know I certainly did, but I've learned to love them over time. Now, I want to use this exercise as a demonstration of why strength training properly done can also be your mobility work. So I've got nothing wrong with doing focused mobility work, stretching, yoga classes, mobility exercises, so forth, particularly in the early stages of rehab. However, what I notice with patients is once they're sort of past the injury stage, the acute phase of an injury, and pain is no longer there, the mobility work is normally the first thing that disappears, falls off the mat. And I totally get it. I do it myself. A really, really useful workaround this reality is to use your strength training also as your mobility work. And I want to use the push-up as an example. So you can see I've got a couple of bumper plates here. They're about sort of 3 inches high, 10, 12 centimeters or so. So what it's going to do is actually, I'm going to do a standard push-up, but it's going to increase the range of motion. So what I'll do is demonstrate a normal push-up here for you. So here we go, down and up. Really, really basic. I'm going to take this off because it's going to sound weird. Anyway, sorry about the weird position. I'm going to demonstrate the extended motion push-up now to show you how you can start to incorporate mobility into your strength training. So here we go. We're going to come down. And as you can see, I get this whole extra range of motion where I put the shoulders into a much more stretched, slightly compromised position. And then I come up again. So all the way down, chest to floor, and up again, all the way down, chest to floor, and up again. So, microphone back on. This is just one of many examples, and I'll make more videos in this sort of vein to demonstrate the point. But this is just one example of how your strength training can and probably should be used also to improve your mobility over time. And there's actually a lot of evidence to indicate that that deep stretch that I'm really getting and that bottom position of the push-up when my chest is on the ground is not only really valuable to work on for injury prevention, because it means I'm strengthening that joint, I'm strengthening that movement along its full range of motion rather than just partial. But there's also quite a lot of evidence to indicate that it's actually better for muscle growth as well. And that weighted deep stretch position is actually more hypertrophic. So it's actually more stimulative of muscle growth than doing a smaller range of motion exercise. Obviously, tips for this, you will likely be able to lift less weight doing a really extended range of motion exercise. That's fine, just use less weight. We're not doing this for ego here. We're doing this for health and longevity. And also, of course, if you're not used to doing this, if you're used to sort of half repping things to sort of lift as much weight as possible, start really, really light and progress from there. If you do it that way, you will not injure your joints in that compromised stretch position, and you will actually build the strength of that compromised position, so it's preventative of injury. Give it a go.